ever.
I fight from within, and I fight confronting the enemy directly, not in the corners. I fight from where it's supposed to be fought.
Welcome to Windhoek. Windhoek is the capital city of Namibia, the land of the brave. Yeah, this is the land of the brave. So Namibia have a population of 2.9 million people, very small population. But the country itself, in terms of the land, it's a very big land. The population of Windhoek is 464,000 people, according to the statistics of 2003. And the GDP of Namibia is estimated at $3,965 in 2023. A country of breathtaking beauty and a rich cultural heritage. Beneath the surface lies one of the deepest levels of inequality in the world. Despite being classified as an upper middle income country, ranked among the most unequal nations globally.
Yeah, guys, we are here. I'm now going to meet up with a friend. His name is Join Dongo. He's a resident from Windhoek. He rents here in his apartment. Just want to go and hear from him. What does he think about the cost of living in Windhoek? So yeah, let's go.
First ever. 55 years of independence. Throughout all of this time has dropped their much anticipated visuals, and the country is gathering in masses in celebrating 35 years of independence.
So what's it?
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm now here now.
Yeah.
So then we just want to know, the viewers want to know the cost of living in Windhoek. What do you think about the cost of living? Is it affordable? Is it
Okay.
okay, or is it too expensive?
Right. First of all, yeah, name is Joe. When it comes to the question, yeah, I will look at it in a few ways, but I will sort of mix it when I answer. Firstly, yeah, I'm born and raised here. I know I've lived most of my life here, although I've schooled at different places. But mostly, let's say in my adulthood, I've been here in Windhoek, student, and when I started working, I've been working here in Windhoek, although I've had different jobs. The biggest thing I would always say, it's how fast things have gotten expensive in Windhoek. I won't necessarily say it was affordable. It still is to a certain extent when it comes to certain things. I mean, at this point, it just comes down to one's lifestyle also. But looking at my own self, when I started working, I eventually, after I had to move out because the house was now full, growing up in Tura, big family, you have to make space for the others that can afford accommodation. So when it came to renting, initially, I moved closer to my workplace. Then they call them the upper suburbs, Dorado. I was there. Yeah, the idea was to save on transport costs so that I don't have to be spending too much on taxi. But then I was fortunate enough to get a car in those early working years. Like a few months after that, that obviously pushed up the cost of, monthly cost, fuel. Now it was fuel, the whole renting and all that. I had to rethink. I talked to one of my friends. He was willing to share 2 bedroom. Moved in with him in a 2 bedroom flat back in Tura, Kolkata. Been there for a good minute because I started renting, what was it, 2018? Yeah, so it's been a good experience. We got to share the cost on a lot of the things. That's now, especially the things that we like food. When it comes to the renting itself, electricity, luckily we didn't have to pay for water. Uh, yes, and so forth. It was still just getting used to things. But yeah, it was quite a change going from, just helping out, putting money aside to put money for the family to buy food or add up money for electricity to full blown paying rent, fuel, petrol, all those things together. It just, yeah, it sort of made me think. And then you have to think about the other things now, like, yeah, obviously your own credit, you have to budget for that. You now have to think about, oh, insurance. Yo, what if someone breaks into my place? Those were now the other things that, we didn't think about when we were coming up. Now it was all starting to add together. But yeah, you sort of adjust as time goes. After that, my friend had to move out. I moved in with my cousin. We moved to what we in Ochomise now. Yeah, there it was now a whole different story. Starting a new job, and then on the other side is now a longer distance. I have to spend more on fuel because it's now a longer distance. Although I still had fortunately still had the car, but there was a period where I didn't have a car, so that one was also challenging. Taxis always charging double for a person to go back home.
Okay. Just for somebody that want to come to Windhoek, maybe for a weekend or for a month, or maybe just to come to move to Windhoek. Maybe just to give them a cool idea in terms of accommodation, how much accommodation range, probably from what range to what range, and maybe taxi, transportation, how much does it cost from one place to the next, and also maybe in terms of food, how cheap or expensive, just the normal food. And
Okay. I guess okay. If I were to advise someone moving to Windhoek, there are three things they should always consider: is what their budget is, or at least what they are already making, or what they will be making, and how much do they want to. Okay, what are they willing to spend, how much they are willing to save, and maybe they also have a kind entertainment budget. But when it comes to things that you definitely comes accommodation, it comes down to the area. Firstly, those are the first two things. Accommodation is the area. If you want to rent cheap, if you want to rent cheap, it's if you want to rent cheap, it's you have to look at the likes of Katutura, where I am, Ochomise, Komasdali, depends on which side it is or what type of arrangement there is, and so forth. I mean, going to the upper suburbs, we all know the upper suburbs, closer you are to town, the more expensive it is. The other side of Independence Avenue, it's also quite expensive. So yeah, that's the first thing. Secondly, taxis. Well, like where I stay, they always charge double to come back, but going is it's a average of $13 going from place to place. And when it comes to, yeah, it depends on how often you move also, because you can end up spending as it's cheaply as under 50 just going to where you need to go and coming back home, or even more if you are going to multiple places. So it's also something you have to consider. You have to consider where you are moving to. And the important part now, groceries, that's now food, toiletries, whatnot. I always say look out for sales. The cheaper shops are always there. That's the likes of ShopRite, Burman. But as time went on, I started considering more going to like the warehouse type of shops, like the Metros, Weggenfuchs, Namikas. Instead of going to buy like meat in a normal shop where it's already packaged and expensive, we like decide to go to a butchery. Even local butcheries, they're having different competitive prices, so it's a bit cheaper there. Grocery, yeah, when it comes to toiletries and whatnot, that just depends on where you buy it and how much you buy. I would always advise to buy in bulk. It ends up saving you in the long run, so you don't always have to be replacing stuff in the middle of the month or every other month. You can go a bit, you can hold on a bit longer, like every 3 to 4 months is when you replace certain items like your sprays, your roll-ons, even your sugar, your macaroni, you buy bulk once and then you can hold on to it for a bit longer.
So how much does that one need to go through the month?
Oh, for an average person like me, okay, you look at rent and water, rent and electricity, that is already sets you about, it's almost 4,000, because it depends, that's where I stay. I contribute to about a 3,000 on rent. And when it comes to food, normal food items, the non-perishables, like your spices or whatnot. Sometimes, fortunately, some of us we buy in bulk. It can range about 1,000 to 1,500, because I mean you can't buy your fresh items in bulk. Those ones you have to buy with consideration of how fresh it is and how long it can last in the fridge. So yeah, I always budget between 1,000 to 2,000 for food per month, depending on what I need to get, be it in the middle of the month or so on. Electricity, I always budget between, especially in winter now, you have to budget a bit more. I mean, electricity just went up, so it's always about 250 to 400, in adding to both sides because we have a geyser, you want hot water now. But yeah, that's in my case. But on an average case, it can be a bit less, depending on what you buy or what you prefer. I mean, if you prefer noodles, it will hold on for you a bit more cheaper. Some of us we have outgrown noodles, but yeah, it depends. You have to really consider what you can afford, how much you have, and what you can tolerate,
Uh,
especially in that regard.
so in terms of how do you choose that? Where do you want to live? Is it based on your budget, or sometimes you just do it because of safety that you need to live in a certain area, or how does it work?
I put three criteria on that. It's condition of the place, definitely your budget, but safety is key. I mean, if you are new in the area, it's always good to keep your ear on the ground to understand how safe the area is. It's always also good to know some neighbors if you move into an area, just to gauge the safety, the community, because you can't isolate yourself. Isolation is the biggest. It makes you an easy target. You have to find a new community, especially wherever you move. You cannot do it on your own. That will always be a fact. So when it comes to your budget, I always say, I mean, especially if you have family or friends that are already here to help you, navigate, that is an added advantage. But if you are just on your own, yeah, you just have to gauge it well, because I'm not saying that all areas are all areas in Tura are not safe. I'm born and raised in Tura. I would say I've lived in a reasonably safe place, but that's just my experience. I cannot speak on others' experience. But yes, it comes down to, when you have a certain budget, look at the areas and how much they are asking in regards to rent, and how much it can take you back, and yeah, look at the community as well. Once you move into an area, it's always good to uh, get yourself known in the community.
Yeah, looking at the economy now, the economy is becoming tough, and crime is also becoming also a lot.
Yeah.
So does that go in hand maybe with the cost of living, or how does it, or what do you think on that aspect?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, when you look at the crime rate, yes, crime rate and the employment rate have always gone hand in hand. When employment rate is high and the unemployment rate is low, crime is also low. It's just when as we are, our reality now is the unemployment rate is very high, and more so for us, the youth, which is crazy. And the youth are forever busy, so people are making plans, and not all plans are, unfortunately, not all plans are, on the righteous side of things. Some of them are looking for shortcuts, planning on, and it's it is shown. I mean, the reports are out there for all of us to see, and it also goes to show that they are becoming bolder and more frequent, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't always matter which side you stay, but it's always nice to. It's always better to be vigilant, where you walk, your surroundings and all that. And yeah, it has affected, but you can also commend communities having come up with community groups, informing each other on certain activities, and just staying in touch, although not physically, with the advantage of technology. Also communities have come to adapt to these situations. And the expense part of things, yes. I mean, things are not as affordable as they used to be, and that's just a fact. And I mean, if you look at the average growth of salaries, is nowhere compared to how much things are, going up. I mean, the expenses of food,
Petrol.
and petrol prices. I mean, we are just fortunate enough to have it come down recently.
And I had
But the amount of it having gone up, I mean, just even the cost of housing on its own, it's all it's all picking. So, like for me, I can say I'm fortunate with the rental prices not going up too much on my side, but the average rental prices are also a bit out of hand. So it's a very tough period we are in.
okay, Joe.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, man.
No problem, no
All
problem.
all
Hey,
right.
subscribe to the channel and wait for more videos to come.
Tell them to subscribe and like also, because
Yeah, like,
most of our viewers here do not they watch but they do not
yeah.
subscribe,
Please
and
subscribe to the
they
channel,
forget to
and
like.
don't forget to like, so that you can be aware of more videos to come out like this.
Yeah, let us grow the channel, guys. But
Yeah.
by subscribing and liking, and also maybe just share what we are doing here, can also just maybe help us to grow this channel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. You're doing something great here, man.
All right.
This is an ordinary conversation. It's important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, man.
Sure.
I'm now here at Freedom Plaza. I came to check out the Airbnb. This one is a one bedroom, and I asked the guys that are renting out the Airbnb. This one is a loft. So this one here, it goes out for 1,300 per day. That is a day rate. And on a monthly, if you are going to rent it for a month, it's around 23 to 24,000 Namibian dollars. It's actually at the center of the city. It's actually at the city center, just near close to the shops. It's near the city center. It's actually at the center of the city center. So I think the target market for this, actually foreigners that are coming to visit our country, visit Namibia. These are maybe the target market for this type of apartments. So I don't know if it's affordable, but of course you can't say it's expensive. You just cannot afford it. So, but there is a market for this type of accommodation here in Windhoek, as accommodation is one of the biggest problem in Namibia. Yeah.
My name is Leone Polo. I'm actually a resident of Windhoek. I'm actually just advising you to like and subscribe to the channel.
So for how long have you been living in Windhoek?
It's more than 10 years. I would say it's maybe 15 years.
Find the cost of living in Windhoek.
To be honest, it's not easy. It's very, very expensive. Life is in Windhoek. It's very expensive, especially to the people that, let me say, somebody who doesn't have job or is not working. It's very tough because anything you do in Windhoek, you use money. It's a very, come to water and electricity, it's very heavy. Rental wise, I'm telling you, a cheapest room maybe you can get maybe even a 1,500, maybe, but it's a very small room, which is very very expensive.
Does it have a maybe one bedroom? Does it have a toilet or a kitchen or?
No, with the what I experienced by myself, with a room that is maybe 1,500 or 1,800, does not has a toilet. Use maybe the inside toilet. That's how you can at least get a room for that. With a maybe a 2,000 or 3,000 something, that's where you can get a room with a kitchen maybe, then a toilet.
Average, how much does one need probably just to stay in Windhoek on a monthly basis?
Okay, normally you need at least 5,000. You can maintain a bit maintenance, but it's not enough because when it comes to food wise, remember you have to buy food for yourself. You have to pay for your rent. That will go already estimating at 4,000 something, 5,000. Obviously, you can already see that it's not enough. With the 5,000, you can survive, but it's not enough. You still suffer. Buying something to wear or anything, you want to maintain that.
So does that also maybe increase the level of crime in Windhoek?
Yes, obviously, if you look when it comes to where part where people are stressed, people they don't have enough money, people they cannot be able to do this and that. Obviously, that person will be. That's why these are some of the contributing factors to suicidals. Some people are getting these suicidal things because of that they cannot afford. They used to, but now they can no longer afford. So it's a very very dangerous part. Like the environment where we are living nowadays, especially in Windhoek, be specific in Windhoek, it's not easy. That's why you feel some of the people they are trying even to go back to the north and to their residential where they were born because they cannot afford the situation in Windhoek. It's really a scary environment nowadays.
So it's very unsustainable in your own words.
I'm telling you, that's the perfect way to say. It's
Okay.
very unsustainable.
All right. Thank you very much.
You are welcome, my brother.
All right.
Okay.
My name is Mane Martin from the street. Stay here in Vambo location.
Okay. Money. What is the cost of living in Windhoek? Is it expensive or is it very cheap to live in Windhoek?
Your cost of living is very expensive because even employment rate is very low. So it's how it makes that everything is expensive. You don't get a chance to buy even something because you must work to get income. So in job creation in Namibia or Windhoek is very low.
Oh, so how much do you get to spend per month to survive in Windhoek?
Yo, I hardly struggle to go by the day just to make even a $50. It makes me to do something else. You see what is wrong?
What is that something else?
Like stealing, taking something which is not yours, you see, just for that extra income.
Do you have kids?
I have one son, yes, and I'm already struggling even with him.
Are you renting?
No, I'm staying at my mother's house, and
Oh.
she's also a disability, you see.
Okay. So what do you have to say probably to the people that want to come to Windhoek, move from the villages to come stay in Windhoek?
What I can say on that, Neil, basically is I can see that most of the people in this Namibia, they are flocking to Windhoek for greener pastures, you see. But already Windhoek don't have much employment, how would I say, opportunities. So they end up staying on the streets. Others end up staying in Havana in a shack, you see, for years, 1 year, 2 years. You just struggling for work, but there's no work because the opportunity already is very scarce. So my brother, if you want to come to Windhoek for any greener pastures. Already at least come with a business plan or a plan for yourself to make income. Don't just come and rely on a company that will one day ask for CVs. Because my brother, I click break line Windhoek, and for 12 years or plus, I'm now currently struggling on the streets because I already give up for looking for a job. Yeah. Yeah.
Conclusion, you will say it's very, very expensive to live in Windhoek.
A bro like me who is unemployed, man, I can hardly make 1,500 in a month. You see, that includes now on getting money and buying stuff. You see, it's very tough. Even $100 to get in a day is very difficult. Yeah, I will be lucky if I get now 200 from you even.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Hello, my people. My name is John Chibaza. Yeah, it's cool. They used to call me Festus Shikimeni. Before I answer your question, I just want you guys to subscribe to the channel, Ordinary Giants from 90s Media. Please press that like button, that subscription button as a gift of my people.
Do you find the cost of living in Windhoek, is it affordable or is it expensive or is it okay? It's just okay for you.
Okay, the cost of living in Windhoek, it varies significantly in the sense of the type of lifestyle you are living, your income level, and the location also. Understand? So life in Windhoek also depends on what you are doing in Windhoek. It's not all about is it expensive or is it affordable. You yourself, what do you do to get that income? Whether it's a $300 rent, how do you get that $300 rent? Whether it's a 6,000 flat that you are renting, how do you get that 6,000? It depends. Okay, now let me say, like for me personally, my income varies because I don't have a stable job because of the business that I'm doing. I decided to focus on business, but now the income that I'm getting varies from day to day, month to month. But what I can tell you is that you just have to be financially stable. You have to plan the money you are getting. If you get a 10K, you can't go rent in a flat that's 7K. You still have other bills to pay, my friend. You have your kids that are going to school, you have your electricity bills, you have water, and all other life challenges, you understand. You have your family to feed and stuff. But life in Windhoek, it's not easy.
Estimate how much does one need to have probably just to go through the month?
To go through the month, more or less, like as I said, it depends on your lifestyle. For me personally, after all my expenses like my rent and my everything, I need at least a 6-7K just to pass through the month.
Okay, does that include also
my
the
petrol,
night chill?
my night chills, you understand, my everything, my snacks.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that is affordable.
that's
So, but okay, you mentioned about location. Which location in Windhoek probably is the most expensive location to live in, and which one is mostly affordable to live in?
Locations like Avis, King Windhoek, they are more considered as expensive locations to reside in. But if you come in Katutura, like Katutura has also sections. Shandubala is more like for the middle class. But if you go now to Hakahana and Havana, life is better. You understand? You can even survive with an $800 salary. You will survive. You understand? So that side it's better off, yeah. But in the locations like Chandubala, Vanaenda, Soweto, Kolkata, it's middle class. It's middle class. So yeah, no,
All right.
yeah.
So, for somebody that maybe it's people that are out there that are curious, they want to move to Windhoek, maybe for better opportunities and looking at the economy. Do you think what do you advise probably somebody who want to move to Windhoek?
Like Windhoek is full of opportunities, and definitely everybody wants to be in the capital city. But for you to come here, you have to have a plan. Don't just come here for the sake of just wanting to be here. At least you have to have a goal to reach. But if you come here, you have to have a goal like, which okay, at least in the next year, I want to have a job and to make more security and elevate yourself and go gradually, go kashona until you get now like a post somewhere, or go to school partly and see yourself, which are where you end up.
Yeah, because people actually have this perception that in Windhoek is where greener pasture is. And that's why most of the people, you see them flocking from villages or wherever to Windhoek and they're hoping that they can have maybe opportunity in terms of doing business.
Yeah.
And they think they stand a good chance when you come here, when they move to Windhoek.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that so?
It's I can't say it's right and it's wrong, but everybody has his luck. Some people came in Windhoek and they became successful. Some came in Windhoek, but they are still just the same. But when it comes to business, Windhoek has a lot of competitors. So, but if your business is successful, if it's working out, you will make good money. But you must just know that there's already competition. Whatever you plan on doing here, it's already being done. But in other regions or other wherever, there is much more opportunities when it comes to business, because people don't really have like all services that are in Winter.
Yeah, so a lot of young people that I've spoken to, they are mostly renting or they are still staying with in their parents' house. So is that an economical factor or is that affected by the economy? How do you see it from your side?
Yeah, it's affected by the economy, because like Namibia, from my own perspective, it's not from my own perspective, there is no really like job opportunities. That's why you'll find like most of the people, like especially like from my surrounding, this is now Bambo location, Shandubala, you'll find educated people that are still in their mothers and fathers' houses. Those people, you can't really blame them, and you can also just blame the government. So you have to rise up on yourself. Like for me personally, when I completed school, and when I completed, I did banking, finance, and credit at IOB. After that, I went to NAMIBIA. I did refrigeration and air conditioning. I completed. I worked for 5 years. Was retrenched due to COVID. Then I decided to make my own business, which I'm still surviving on it. I'm still surviving on. And from there on, after now the COVID pandemic, I went to Velvicia to go do pharmacist, which I also completed. The reason why I did pharmacist is because during the COVID situation, a lot of government employees were secured. They were still getting their salaries and everything, though they were working from home. Some were just at home, you understand. But like for us that were in the private entities, we were retrenched. We didn't have any income coming in. Imagine now working for 5 years and facing a situation where there's no money coming in. You have family to feed, you have your life to live. How do you survive? That's why I decided to go study pharmacist, at least find myself in the government sector, because there in the government sector is better. If you go to school and you don't get a job, it's way it ends. You have to strive for success in another way, while pushing and go with your qualifications on the other side. So
since you are also known for doing music, so there are musicians probably that are maybe somewhere other countries or they are in other towns that want to come to Windhoek. So maybe I just in your own words, what will you advise them?
My G, okay. Oh, that's a very powerful question, yo. No, the music industry. I've been doing music like for so long, man. Ever since, man. That was now the era back then, the era of Shikololo,
Yeah.
Killer B. I was small, man. You understand? The Dog, Gazlam, Sunny Boy came, Exit came, Konja, Chipolo Polo. You understand? Yeah. Music is not easy, but in Namibia, you can't just focus on music, my G. So if you feel you are talented, you have to have your side hustle. Get the money on the other side. Try to invest in music and go partly, not like 100%, because like our market is so. I can't say it's small. Our market is big enough to sustain artists, but it's just because I can't say the organizers doesn't pay or people don't really pull up on shows to support artists and stuff. In Namibia, it's by God's grace if you make it, my friend.
In Namibia is brother in Windhoek.
Okay, in Windhoek. Sorry, I was supposed to say Windhoek. Yeah, in Windhoek, yo, bruh. Yo, it's by God's grace. Okay, la pura my friend. Like back in the days when I was in music,
Yeah.
I was better than most until now. If you put me in studio, I'm better than most.
Yeah.
My friend, man. Like you'll be investing in studio day by day, trying, going to shows. You perform for free sometimes. And music or Namibia munga, you can't really focus on that, my friend. You are literally wasting your time. Just do it. Take it as a hobby. Look, it's where everything is happening, my friend. It's the capital city. You must respect. Chill us down. Yeah.
Shibaza. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
All right.
An average home cost 1.2 million to whatever, with the price growth at 7% annual increase. And to qualify for a 1 million bond, you need a gross monthly income of 36,000. 90% of Namibians do not qualify for a mortgage. 62% of Namibians earn less than 5,000 a month. So majority of them do not qualify for this type of mortgage.